Well, hello and Happy New Year. I'm Peter Finn, IBC Executive Director, and I'm excited about 2025 with this new video series. Every few months, we'll feature a different IBC leader and give you an inside look at what's happening in the association, ways that you can make the most of your membership, and answer a few of your questions along the way, which we have a few of those today to get into. Before we kind of get into some Q&A and back and forth, I want to welcome Anuja, who is the IAB Vice Chair and also the Head of Communications for PwC Canada. So welcome, Anuja.
Thanks, Peter. Thanks for having me here.
Well, we had a couple things to go over. We wanted to kind of highlight maybe some things in 2024 and talk about 2025. I do want to note, and some of our members might know about this, but some of the partnerships that we've been able to develop just over the last year and a half. One of which is with our USC Annenberg partnership with ACMP, Association for Communication Change Management Professionals. CSCE, which is the Center for Strategic Communication Excellence, a lot of acronyms here. And we certainly are working towards stronger partnerships with our corporate members and have discussed and are working towards a corporate partnership council. But I just, Anuj, any thoughts on this? Because I know you've been around the front lines of, as we've been kind of crafting some of these relationships and partnerships.
So definitely, Peter, I think these partnerships are invaluable when it comes to kind of delivering more value to our members. So when you think about some of the ones that you mentioned, for example, the USC Annenberg, the data and the analytics that we got from that whole kind of body of research, invaluable, right? It was presented at the World Conference, and I could see people kind of really digging into the data that was being shared. The other one that you mentioned with the change management professionals, again, given the amount of change comms that comms professionals end up doing and having to kind of work with so many projects and change transformation projects, that again is a very valuable partnership for us. The other one that you mentioned with SIA's organization, the Center for Strategic Communication Excellence, again, trying to make sure that we are imparting skills and helping people kind of upskill and be more relevant and create more value for the profession.
Yeah, it's the research that you mentioned, is really exciting because what we had looked at was the hybrid workforce, which I know a lot of companies and organizations are, obviously shifted to that model. But how does that impact culture and the role of, the comms professional within that? So yeah, it seems like that's really gotten a lot of great traction and interest from members and through the broader community. So yeah, we're looking forward to continuing that partnership because we have a new piece of research that we'll be working on this year in 2025 with USC. So we're excited about that. And but the big thing coming up will be our conference in Vancouver, the World Conference. But I just wanted to, Anuj, any thoughts on what you really enjoyed about the 2024 conference here in that we had in Chicago?
Well, definitely for me and my team, there were many highlights. We took back so many learnings and insights that we shared with our broader team when we came back. Just the number of connections we made, the networking, the inputs we took away from some of those kind of micro-learning sessions that happened. To me, the ones that stood out maybe would be the keynote that Oscar Munoz delivered, the former CEO of United Airlines. He spoke from his heart, and as a comms professional, there were just so many learnings in what he kind of took us through. The other one that comes to mind is the session that Shell did, Shell Halls.
Yeah.
I know we all kind of made copious notes when we were in that session. And then, of course, Bonnie's session, which I got a chance to moderate, was also fantastic. Real-time learning. So like these are the kind of things that I feel you can only get when you kind of put yourself in a conference like this, 2 days in this intense kind of learning environment. I think it's really great when organizations and individuals invest in themselves like this.
Yeah, yeah. And and I guess to just bridge to this year, we're really excited about the conference in Vancouver. We've already met with the host committee there, and there's a really strong chapter in that area. So, but I guess just some of the things that you're excited overall about for 2025 in terms of kind of 2025 priorities, and you'll be serving on the board through the year, and things that you're excited about and that you're hearing about. Anything you wanted to share about 2025?
So working so closely with kind of as over the years being part of the board and now kind of as vice chair, it's really exciting to see how these plans kind of come to life. I think for me and my team this year, we'll be looking forward to, again, like the learning, the networking, the gift of communication is a fantastic session, the master classes that you try and kind of catch up on before the conference starts. All of these to me would be, things that we're already looking forward to. And of course, I'm sure we're going to have a fantastic lineup of speakers. So I'm really looking forward to those keynotes. And I think one of the things that I always, and we've talked about this with my team as well, is those kind of, you're listening to a presenter and you're thinking, oh my God, like we've got the same challenge or we face the same problem. Those aha moments where you kind of think, wow, okay, I'm going to really, take this back as a solution. And then AI in the last year has developed so much. When we were talking about it at the last World Conference, it was probably in its nascent stages. And today it's a lot more baked into a lot more organizations like ours, where we've kind of deployed it across the firm. So I think just being able to kind of unpack it further, what can people do in communications to use it to its full and maximum potential, but keeping kind of that responsible AI framework in mind. So lots, as you can tell, I'm really excited.
Yeah, yeah. And as as association, we've done a lot of programming at the international level, or we're certainly some master classes, and we're also starting to see at the local level too, with some of the chapters are really doing some great programming around AI and some other topics. And yeah, I just wanted to point out, we'll continue our focus on that. We had some we already have some on-demand master classes and webinars. We did a 101 and a 201 with Alex Sevigny, who's a professor at McMaster's. Some of the folks listening, watching, may have seen Alex a few different times. He's been at our conference. And then we're also, we've had an emphasis on Catalyst, which is, on our website, sort of the IABC blog, which we've done a number of different articles on. So, and I should also point out, USC Annenberg, they had as part of the relevance report, it was welcome, the title was Welcome to AI. So, and as far as I know, I think they're going to continue to do some research on that this year. But yeah, I mean, I think we'll, and I haven't looked at the schedule yet, or what's been accepted. I think that's still being worked on for the 2025 conference, but I expect that there will be a significant amount of content around using AI tools as a communications practitioner.
Fantastic.
Yeah, but any highlights that for the coming year, or things that other things that you're excited about? Could be professionally too, outside of IABC, but just things that you wanted to highlight.
I mean, from an IABC perspective, I think really looking forward to kind of continuing in my work on the board, and as kind of I'll take over as chair in the middle of the year. I see kind of IABC growing and thriving with a stronger member base, more collaborations, more partnerships, across the region, better communication amongst all of us, and more networking. You talked about kind of more innovative offerings and events that will happen in 2025 and 26. So really looking forward to adding value to the communications professional, and kind of more value proposition to a comms professional, whatever stage of their career they might be. That to me, from an IBC perspective, would be a year well spent. And then personally, I think, or professionally, I would think more time dedicated to mental health,
Yes.
physical activities, outdoor activities. For someone who used to play squash, I recently I played pickleball, and I was a skeptic, but I have to say I enjoyed it. So I'm really looking forward to learning more of that game. And then on the work front, I think I work with a really high performing team, and that keeps me very energized and motivated. At the workplace, we are embracing AI, that combined with impactful storytelling, the data, the analytics of really driving impactful, measurable results and partnering with the business. And I think if you look at all of that, that's a lot to do in 1 year.
That is a lot to do in 1 year. Yes. I didn't know that you played pickleball. That's
I
yeah,
mean,
it's,
I have to say I'm a recent convert, but I hope to get better.
I've never played. I played, I used to play tennis, but I've never played pickleball. That's
It is
cool.
not as non-challenging as people might make it to be. Let me tell you that.
No, I mean, I see people out there. They look like they're hustling.
Yeah.
So, okay. Well, good. Well, thank you for being the first participant, in our first installment of the series. And I, really appreciate everyone, watching this. And, we are taking questions from folks, from members. If there are things, we're going to use this format to address some of that, in addition to all of our other channels. And yeah, just wishing everyone a great year and happy new year. And thanks so much, Anuja, for having this conversation.
Thank you. I'm glad to be part of the inaugural session, and I'm looking forward to seeing everyone in Vancouver.